Welcome, everyone, to another Thursday's New Teaching Shows. I am joined by the illustrious crew from the UK. Welcome, guys. How's it going?
Hey
Hi,
guys,
Andrew.
welcome to the
Hi,
Hello,
show.
everybody.
everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, fear is here. Fear. False evidence appearing real. True evidence appearing false. False evidence appearing something else. We have a expected and unexpected journey ahead of us, the journey of fear. As you all know, recently war has broken out in the Middle East once again. Inevitably, it's going to step itself up. As you can already tell, the fear porn is on maximum. And so today's show is to talk about the global narrative, the fear porn, and then we're going to be doing a guided meditation for everyone as a public service so people can begin to let go because in the next 2 weeks, it's going to get far more terrible than you could ever imagine. And this isn't to make you afraid. This is to prepare you for the global narrative trying to grab your attention. Worse than anything else since the 9/11 days, it is attempting to make you look at it and fear it. So Dale, Maddie, Laura, I want you to each of you give your own little opinion on the global narrative and how it steals your time and your good nature. Laura, we'll start with you.
Yes, it can do if you get hooked into YouTube and TikTok and the other channels that can come up with some of the not so good stories, some of the ones that put you into not feeling good. Um, and it does affect you. It affects your day. It affects your actual energy field. And it's something I do try and avoid now. I don't even watch the news. I am aware of what is going on. I have a cursory glance at some of the headlines, whether they're true or not. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of fear going out and from the global narrative, and it trickles down and puts people in high alert and highly stimulated, which also puts them into being very easily triggered. And I'm noticing that around me as well, how it has that effect.
Dale, what about for you?
I'd say it's created to lower people's frequency. It's created to get people in fear. It's created to get them scared. And each day people wake up, watch it, and it's just depression. That's all it's admitting is this depression frequency that nothing's good's going to happen. The world's shit, and your life's controlled. Like I put the news on the other day, and I haven't been watching it a lot lately because a lot's been happening in my life. But when I saw it lately, like the last every time I see it, there's a video of someone dying or there's a video of someone exploding, and there's just those camera crew people with the bulletproof vests on, and it's just like a play. It reminds me of a play and a film. So you like watching that film, and it just makes you down. It makes you sad, like watching it over and over again, seeing the same thing going on. So yeah, lowering your frequency is probably one of the major things it does for people. It gets people unhappy, and it doesn't make them see great spirit. It doesn't make them see great mystery because you're not going to see any of it through the telly. You're going to have to find it in your own natural way, and that's another reason why it's designed to get you away from the natural path onto the karmic resolution path.
Maddie, for you?
It's a very tricky subject because, on the one hand, you have lots of people who think that everything is completely staged or everything is, everything is an agenda, but you know what I mean? They're going to a complete conspiracy overload. Or they just say, do you know what? I'm not listening to that at all. It's completely blocked out of my reality. But with me, it's a fine line to walk because um, you have to appreciate that people do die in wars, and it's always just poor people. It's always just the normal, everyday people in these countries that end up losing their lives. So I have respect for that situation that those people are in. But then, obviously, you're going to come across it. So I've found myself, I want to be informed. So on the different social media platforms, I have been liking certain videos from the conflict just to keep informed with the narrative, and the story that's being presented. But I do feel, with the power of the technology that we use, sometimes a polarity may come, or I find myself swaying to one level, even just a micro fraction, and that's what I'm looking for. So the moment I feel myself being tipped in any direction, I know that this is the actual machine at work there. So it's a very fine balance between appreciating the situation, because this is a serious one. This isn't just like some of the other things we've had recently. This is very different, and it's going to be very hard to avoid. So yeah, I'm just watching myself for that one and how I interact with that information, when to block it out as well completely.
So now I'm going to put this next question to all of you. You all know what's kind of coming, the ramp up of fear. What is it, some of the specific techniques you practice for yourself that can help others not get caught up in what's about to come? The hurricane, category 5 hurricane fear porn is coming. And you all have time to be aware of it. And I really want people to practice some of these techniques and tips. Dale, what do you have as a practical application that people can deal with when Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all those things are going to be screaming at them, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid?
Well, obviously, the first thing what comes to mind for me is cutting down your exposure on social media, not being on it as much. If you need to go in the morning for business or just your own pleasure, go on it for a bit, but don't spend all day looking at the feed, looking at TikTok, looking at Instagram, and so on. So the first would be cut down the exposure of social media. Have a look at your screen time, see how long you're actually on those social media accounts. So cutting down would be the first practice, and actually making the conscious application of disconnecting from the system, disconnecting from that frequency, and allowing a prayer to come forward where you're completely allowing yourself to be in your own space, connected to the rainbow bridge and not connected to the machine. And this is just regular practice of prayer, revocation, and so on. So prayer would be the start as well. Start saying prayers each day. In this moment, I make sure I'm not connected to the media machine today. I make the right choices for myself to grow in this moment. I cut down my exposure to social medias and so on. It all comes down to choice and de-stressing as well. That's another big thing for me. I always have on my calendar per week, I need to de-stress every day. I have to do something to de-stress because we're living a world where we are in stress. The TV is going to give us stress. We have to learn to de-stress, relax, lower the blood pressure. So those are some examples from me.
Maty, for you?
Well, it comes down again to daily practice. So if anybody out there doesn't have a daily practice, that's the first thing you need to develop in order to be able to deal with any of these kind of things that may be coming your way. And then if I can say what I would do is, where it comes to the things like the advanced heart meditation and those parts of my practice where you're doing a meta journey into the body and actually programming the body, I would begin to use prayers of peace. And there's a load of revocations that talk about peace that are available in some of the material there. But just begin to program the opposite of what is coming at me into my bone marrow itself, and begin to express that through my own personal prayer and from my own daily practice. Just go into peace. So I'm not, feeling that, even that push away frequency. You can do that sometimes in our practice, but even that's not really applicable. It really is just a deep sense of inner peace that you need to cultivate.
Laura, for you?
For me, it's go and find your joy, because joy will flip all those fear frequencies coming at you. So as Dale said, turn off the telly. And for me, it's get outside, get in nature, get yourself realigned with the Earth's natural incarnation grid so that you're getting all the beautiful Earth energies, and find the joy in doing something that brings you joy, whatever passion it is. And most of you listening now are on your spiritual journey. So remember what put you on your spiritual journey in the beginning. What joy was it? Was it visiting a sacred site? Was it collecting stones and feathers like me? Find the mystical in things, because that is what's real. Anything that is aligned with the Earth's natural energy. So for me, I would go for a walk in the hills. I'll come home and maybe read anything, not to get involved in what is being blasted at us through the media. So get in the sunshine too. And in the morning, whether the sun's out or not, I've got a welcoming the sun practice. You could do something similar. Fill up your own energy field with the sun, with the light of the sun. It gives you protection and it gives you the energy through your day.
And those are all techniques that you can do. And some of you are like, well, I've heard these all before. Well, there's a reason we're telling you this now. What is about to come is going to be overwhelming. So overwhelming that we're giving you guys the warning now. Be prepared. You will see people fall, and I mean fall from their grace, fall from their practice, fall from their meditation, fall from their growth, because the level of fear that is coming at you is going to be in your face, in your heart, real. Now, this is not for shock value, it's for conversation value. 2 days ago, it came out that Hamas slaughtered over 100 babies, beheaded them. Just think about that. Is that real? Is that fact verifiable? No. But it's all over the news. If it's real, it's terrible. If it's not real, it's even worse. That is the type of assault you are going to go under energetically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, forcing you to polarize into their choice. So, we're about to do a meditation, one that has no reference, no story, no script behind it whatsoever. And we're doing this on purpose. When we work with no script, we're working with spirit. Now, Laura, Matt, and Dale, you can know we don't do scripts, do we? Okay, we
No
don't.
plan.
Why don't we do scripts?
Because you miss
Because
the infinite moment.
yeah.
Okay, and the challenge is for you to enter that infinite moment too. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to set it up, and then I'll pass it off to Dale, Maddie, and Laura to add a little bit to each one. Okay. So we're going to turn our videos off for now. We're going to ask everybody put their seat tray tables up into the upright position. Put on your meditation seatbelt, and just work with this energy. Okay. I take these moments to connect to the fifth world of peace. I summon the laws of peace inside me. I open my spirit to the wisdom I have learned long before my birth to this new earth. We are all the peacemakers in these ever-present moments of eternal knowingness. I call to the innate knowingness within my soul. I ask it to come forward into my awareness of the now, so I may flow like the rivers of earth with the wisdom of peace. Add to that, Dale?
So I allow this rainbow frequency now just to come and pour into my heart. I allow this rainbow frequency to clear away the past pains, the past hurts, and the past doubt. I allow this rainbow frequency to go into the pericardium and clear out the sacred waters, to allow them to return to a natural sacred neutral. I call to the grandmothers and grandfathers to come and sit by your heart. And we allow seats to be placed by the side of us to welcome them, to sit amongst ourselves as we share this great dream of peace. We allow the breath now to move through our body, clearing and de-stressing all of the blood, all of the bones and muscles. So just allow yourself to breathe in the peace, breathe in this sacred space. Laura?
And I ask the four winds to come now, to clear from me anything that's holding me in lower frequencies, anywhere where the system has got its hands into me, has got streams of energy into me. Four winds, I ask you to blow these away as you carry your messages of peace across the lands. And I call to Grandfather Sun to shine brightly upon us and fill us with the light of the sun, with your wisdom, with the wisdom of the ancestors. And I call on the ancestors now to surround us, to the grandmothers, to remind us who we truly are, and why we dream this dream of peace. Remind us we are peacemakers and peacekeepers and celestial mediums of peace. And remind us how we may step forward and offer our contribution in service to light, to step forward and do our great work. At this time of great turmoil, show us how we may contribute to the light, how we may contribute to hiring frequencies, how we may contribute and co-create with Earth Mother for mystical moments that bring us joy.
And we allow those words to settle into the heart, to co-create with the light that we've produced, to co-create with the rainbow light, with the breath coming in. We allow these messages of peace from the ancestors and from the unseen worlds to come into our pericardiums, to bring deep inner peace into the very core of our being, our heart. And now we focus our attention upon the skeletal system. You looking at it looking at you. And see the hollowness within the bones. See the bone marrow within your own skeletal structure. Connect with that bone marrow and begin to bring this rainbow light, all of this other light we've produced, these prayers, these words, these wishes of peace, this message of hope, and saturate your bone marrow with this light. We now pray to our bone marrow so that we may experience peace in a time of turmoil. Bone marrow and new blood, for the next 56 days, I wish for peace, true peace, inner peace. I acknowledge that the world will scream at me. The world will demand that I listen. My loved ones and the people around me may be swept away in these currents, but I will not fear. I will not give in to the narrative. I will not give in to my own internal programs that wish to take me off my sacred journey. I wish for focus, drive, and determination to remain steadfast always, especially amongst chaos. It is my responsibility to be responsible with the truth, the untruths, the lies, and the outright awful. It is the sacred neutral perspective that I must attain through my own inner and outer journeys of my mind and the world at large. For I am ready for peace.
To be the peacemaker or the peacekeeper, it requires you to evolve in this density matrix. When we choose to actively connect to ourselves in equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchal order, we engage the super spirit within us. The peacemaker does not solely function on this dimension or time stream. They are the peacemaker on all expressions of the seen and unseen, in which their light is a manifestation, an active source stream of transforming light. The tree of peace comes into my sacred point of view, from which all other teachings of peace came from. The white pine peace tree co-creates in my mind vision, showing me how all species and living kind can coexist within Earth Mother's realm, reminding me that it has been done since time memorial. Peace is real. Peace can be touched, felt, heard, seen, tasted. We are the living algorithms of peace. Come forward to speak with all those who should choose to hear the words spoken in this colloquial now. This service to Mother Earth is being changed in a new way. All those who seek a new way of living in peace, under the laws of universal peace, will have the next rites of passage presented to their higher spirit. It will be up to the individual to accept the laws of peace and share them with their 7 past and 7 future generations in a sacred ceremony of the self. Through this process of sacred ceremony, in the cradle board of creation, the new earth will be born from the pregnant great mystery. The 5th world of peace is for all species kind, moving onto the new densities of self-expression. The universal citizen acknowledges the beauty found in truth and knows that all spiritual practices contain truths. The universal citizen honors each and every species kind and allows everyone to grow in their own way. Here is your chance, your moment, in which you can let the global narrative be a finite expression, not an infinite, where you don't need to compete with it. You simply outcreate it, so it doesn't win via instant gratification of fear. This is charting your course. And the next level of understanding is the window of opportunity you have in the short-term course you are on right now. Over the next handful of weeks, the most densest levels of projections will be coming at you, demanding you give it instant gratification. Here is where you must say no with such strength and compassion for yourself so that you do not fall victim to the instant gratification of fear.
So just allowing these words to sit deep within you. Allow the breath to relax you even more. Allow your natural frequency to come forward into this space. Even saying the words to yourself, I love you, and I honor you, and I remember who you are. Allow a rainbow bridge to be flooded out of your heart, through the front and the back. And just allow yourself just to breathe any worry about money, the world, drama. I'd like you to breathe this energy away and smile. Allowing yourself, if you get triggered, just to smile. Allow yourself to outcreate the drama, outcreate the karma with the choice of the sacred self. I'd like you now is to picture a sacred fire burning in front of you. And you are sat there by this sacred fire. The grandmothers and grandfathers come and join you. And you are remembering the natural way. You are remembering who you are at the very core of your being. You are remembered. The ancestors are remembered. The true earth dream time is remembered. And I'd like you to allow this rainbow light to flood the room around you, remembering the earth's dreaming mind, remembering the dreamers and the dancers of the stars, remembering to outcreate all the negativity which we are showing in the future, in the next weeks and next days. Allow this prayer and this rainbow bridge to place forward into the future. So when we are being projected, we are saying no, no more. We are allowing this path of peace to be paved, scaped in front of us, brick by brick. It is up to us to be responsible for these bricks. Now allow this fire now to go deep into the belly, deep into the gut. Allow it to clear out all the negative dream times of the last 10 to 15 years. Allow it to remind you of universal truth, the universal breath of who you are. Laura.
And in this deep universal breath, as you're sat by the fire now, close your eyes and see that pine tree of peace before you. And take yourself to the foot of that tree of peace. And now step into your heart. Take your mind to your heart and commune with the tree of peace. Ask the tree of peace how that tree keeps peace. And know that you can choose peace at any time. Allow your roots from your feet to go through the earth and connect to the pine tree's roots. so it can commune with you on greater levels. Allow it to teach you to stand tall as it touches the celestial skies, so it takes on the wisdom of our ancestors. Allow it to teach you how to stand tall and unwavered by all the distortions of the global narrative. How when the global narrative has come and gone, the pine tree of peace will still be stood, will still be standing, communicating its wisdom to you. Allow it to show you how it turns its leaves up towards the sun to take on the light of the sun, how it processes its waters, and how it always stands for peace.
So as you stand here in this forest with this beautiful tree, I would like you to look down into your hand and you'll see a piece of cloth. This is the wrap for your bundle. And you're going to reach up to a branch on the tree and you're going to pick a pine cone, your pine cone. I want you to see it in great detail, for it is made of light. And you place this into your bundle in your hands and you become aware of the presence of your ancestors around you, because there is a greater journey here. The ancestors begin to come to you one by one and add sacred objects and things of beauty, seeds, tobacco. They add to your bundle. And when your bundle is full, you wrap it and you tuck it inside your pocket and you hold it close. Because the ancestors are here with us to offer us union and communion, to offer us the roadmap to peace. And they offer you this gift in times of change, in times of worry, and in times of fear. So you remember you are always connected. Peace is a choice. But so is empowerment. So is the courage that it takes day to day to keep on the journey of self-mastery, to keep on the journey of whatever it takes for you to ground yourself into the earth, to live a normal life, and to expand and to grow. Sometimes the narrative will shout so loud that you will not be able to hear anything but the narrative. These are the moments when you need to use your unseen allies. Connect to source, much like the tree connects to the sun. You too can connect to the sun, to those solar communities. For there are no limitations and there are no rules. We have free will. Reach outwards. Look for what drives you. Generate that source light within you. And remember, your bundle is close to your heart. The ancestors are where you are, guiding you, helping you, loving you. Never forget them. Because as chaotic as the world gets, peace is the outcome of the fifth world.
Now is the time you seize control of your outer reality and make your inner reality large enough to occupy your outer reality, so the density of projections that are coming at you have no strength over you. Here is when the prayers of the past come to fruition to hold and maintain your frequency during the thunderstorms and hurricane waves of fear that are about to come. Here is where you must stand steadfast and strong, testing yourself with the work done in the past. For what is coming to the future is not the inner work. It is holding your ground. It is saying no, standing in conviction with a solid waveform and frequency that allows the winds of fear to go around it and not through it. Here is your choice to see yourself as a tree in a forest of many other human trees, withstanding the buffeting winds of fear, tearing at your limbs and branches and your leaves. Give strength to all your seen and unseen worlds, to not just resist, but to grow through these times. Grow in such a manner that when the fear fades away, you will see your growth as undeniably thriving through the harshest of times. Many of you are wondering, how do I do this? Conviction is not mystical. Choice is not mystical. Courage is not mystical. It is all your choice to make it mystical, to make your stand against the fear porn and the hurricanes to come a mystical stance against it, where you summon the strength to make it mystical, that your conviction to say no is so strong, the mystical energy comes through and diffuses the fear porn and the winds of negative change. The choice is at your doorstep now. Do the winds of fear blow down your house? Huffing and puffing. Are you one of the three little piggies with the straw house? Are you one with the brick house, ready to stand up to the big bad wolf of fear? It will be your choice. It'll be your choice to prepare for this. It'll be your choice to endure this. And it'll be your choice to not fall victim to it. No choice, pretending like it doesn't exist, is still a choice. You're telling the universe, wherever the winds of change blow, I am like a sheet in the wind to it. Versus a tree standing tall and proud, and the forest of other trees sharing the load of the wind that is coming and resisting it as a community. But even in the community of trees, the individual tree standing tall with his brothers and sisters must not be unwavering. For there must be a give and a go. Your roots will be challenged by the strength of wind coming, so that you do not topple over. You grow deeper roots, stronger roots, a taproot that means something to you, that taps you into Earth herself. So you may begin to learn the 1,000,000 letters celestial alphabet.
Oh.
Oh. And I'd like you now is to call to the inner warrior of the self to step forward. Allow yourself to be fully grounded in the body, the spirit grounded into the feet, grounded into the land you're in. I'd like you to visualize roots, growing roots into your land, allowing yourself to feel comfortable and trust the land around you. I'd like you to say to the land, I trust you. I trust who I am. And I am here to create peace within myself. I am here to create a fortification of hardness with my energy. So I am not allowing the projections of the next few months, the next few weeks to come into me. I'm not allowing them to hit my inner core. I am allowing myself to be a standing wave, a standing warrior. In this body I am. I engage my sacred heart, my warrior spirit. I call to the wolf clans of all wolf clans to come and howl the great howl, the howl of victory, the howl of strength. And I'd like you to see a wolf in your heart howling and just seeing yourself and the confidence grow. The choice of you, the choice of now, the choice of here in this world. And the choice of not allowing these projections and negativity to change you as a being, to change you at the core of who you are. Always reminding yourself of the inner signature frequency, the inner lover, the inner truth keeper, not falling for all of the ideologies. This is something you build brick by brick, layer by layer. We are building the future. We are building the future so strong that it cannot interfere in our personal journey. We are not going to go into fight and flight. We are not going to go and argue with people. We are not going to fall into the narcissistic views of other people's ideologies. We are allowing ourselves to walk with the wolves, howl with the wolves, howl with the moon. Laura.
So now, while you're holding that beautiful heart frequency, take yourself back to your childhood. Find those joyous moments. Maybe it was a beautiful sunny evening, the sun was going down. It's autumn this time of year. Maybe your mum and dad are inside watching the news and it holds no interest for you. Step outside and take your shoes off. And the grass is getting dewy already and you step under the tree. And the beautiful evening sun is slanting, beautiful bright beams of light through the apple trees. And you can smell the apples as they're ripening. You can smell the leaves. You can see the spider's webs up between the branches, twinkling in the evening sun. You can hear the sound of the blackbirds and the evening song of the birds, and maybe a neighbour or two down the road, maybe some cries of children. And you can feel your feet on the wet grass. And you know this is where you belong. You belong with Earth Mother. You are of the earth and in the world. And global narrative is in the world. And you're of the earth. And you do not need that global narrative. Not when you're that child, not when you take yourself to that child's heart, that playfulness, that joy, as you watch the spider spin her web, as you watch the little insects flicker in the evening sun, and you can smell those beautiful smells. You know where you belong. You know you do not belong in the world of the global narrative. You belong here in your heart, aligned with the beautiful earth.
So as you remain in this garden within your heart, this garden of source, appreciating the beauty around you, I want you to appreciate that there will be times when fear will creep in. Maybe not your own fear, but the fear of those around you, the fear of those that you love, the fear of those that you spend your time with. You won't be able to block it out completely. And in those times where we need to recover, we'll give you a technique here to heal. So you come to this beautiful garden, this place within your heart, which is perfect. And once again, we look at the trees. And I want you to find a cherry tree, full in blossom, beautiful pink blossoms. And this cherry tree is a healer. That is its purpose. And the physics here in this place are not the same as in the world that we live in. So you approach this tree and you sit down with your back upon its trunk. You feel the grass beneath you. And you feel the sun on your face. See the sun in the sky, really feel it, solidify it, for this is source. It will renew you in these times when you need renewing. It will heal you in the times when you need healing. And allow these petals to gently sprinkle from the branches all over you and around you, like pink snow. They do not run out, for this tree, this is its purpose. Each one of these petals has a healing frequency, a unique healing ability. And as these petals fall on you and begin to build all over you, they begin to seep into your body, one by one by one. And they dissipate within your body, becoming energy. This pink healing energy begins to spiral inside your body, filling up all of the internals of your beautiful body, Feel this pink healing energy. And then you stand and you thank this tree. And you leave the garden of your heart.
Now is the time for us to accept these moments and to open our hearts to the days that are coming. The days that are coming are going to be challenging you over and over. We ask you to go back to this recording and use it time and time again. And then find your word flow. Add to this gift we have offered you. Add to it in a way that it means something to you. Add to it so it takes away the power of fear and replaces it with the peacekeeper and the peacemaker. Add to it with words of conviction so that the global narrative can no longer own you as a piece of property. Aho.
Aho, aho.
Aho.
Oh,
All right, everybody. How does that feel?
Zingalingy.
peaceful.
Zing-a-ling.
That was beautiful. I feel really lifted and inspired and ready. I feel recharged with prayer.
Mm.
And somebody's asking, is there a transcript? We didn't think of it ahead of time. There was no transcript. That was all on the fly to remind you of how important the flow is coming, how important it is to find that time and to get into the flow. And that's why at the end we said, add your part to it. Okay? Add your part to it. And with right now, we're going to take a few questions from people that may be in the chat room, like asking about flow or anything. If anybody like to add anything, like your Laura, or did Maddie, Dale, and your experience of what it was like being in the flow there?
Yeah, it was beautiful listening to you all. And I just I'd add, connect to your 7 future generations because they have lived through this. Connect to their wisdom to help you through this.
Dale,
And, just
Maddie.
allow yourself to even go back to the meditation again. Like Andrew said, add your own frequency to it. All what's stopping you from going into yourself and creating a flow is trust. A trust of spirit which flows through you, a trust of the great mystery which flows through you as well. So as I'm going into it personally, it's just unlocking layers and layers of stuff I've forgotten as well. There's some stuff I start saying, I'm like, holy shit, I really need this in the moment as well. So allow yourself to go into the prayer. Add more and more to it. Well, wake up the day with a prayer. What do you want your day to be today? Do you want your day to be depressed? Do you want your day to be full of crap, full of craziness? Prayer is there, and the intention is there for you to make those choices.
Yeah. And I would say that one thing to consider is that the unseen world and how you co-create with it, the magic that you perform, there are no bounds to it. There are no limits to it, and there are no rules. When you choose to do something in peace and you choose to heal, whatever you create is whatever you create. There's no wrong way to do it. When you go into these types of visualizations, you can create anything you wish and it will have the effects that you desire. Sometimes you feel guided and things will present themselves. Other times you may have to try hard, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the results will be the same. It's about the actual doing of it and how creative you can get and how expressive you can get and how artistic you can get. So when you feed that back to yourself, you get the most from it, and the universe will co-create with you 100% every single time.
Beautiful, mate.
And yes, that is the wind air blowers in the background because we are having our cold frequency over here. And instead of it being a grass cutter on my usual Thursday show, it is the blowers blowing the leaves around. The Thursday curse continues.
What's going to happen with the snow, Andrew? They'll be scooping snow then.
Yeah, the snowplow. Well, the snowplows used to come early in the morning, but there'll always be some neighbors plowing their front to get out or whatever, or some. And then on Thursday, in winters, I don't go out. I run out, smoke real quick, and run back in. I don't bring the computer out with me like I am now because it's too cold. But then again, last year I got it so I had my electric blanket on my chair or draped over me so I could stay out the whole time. So yes, I was outside in freezing ass temperature with an electric blanket on me. See, the power of innovation. You can overcome anything.
You just need a rocking chair.
Exactly.
So we've got some good comps. Have you got any questions in the chat yet? Let's have a look.
No, let me mute over here because the fan's getting bad.
No, there's no. I don't think there's no transcript, Marissa. Please feel free to transcribe it if you'd like to.
Let's let this gift be the gift to everyone.
Yeah.
And the homework is add to it. Add to it. You just heard the four of us, each in our individual flows, connecting it from one to the other. Add yours to it. Okay? And just remember, you've all been warned. Hurricane fear is on the way. Here's where you got to batten down the hatches and prepare. All right, everybody, we'll be back this coming Friday for our Friday night game stream, Tuesday for another Talking Stick show, and another Thursday show. All right, Dale, give a way for people to get a hold of you.
So if anybody would like any soul surgery sessions, head over to daletobin.com. I'll also be running a soul surgery, psychic surgery training course in the third week of next month. I'm currently putting that online, and thank you, everyone.
Dale? I'm sorry, Maty.
Okay, so if you want to get hold of me for private sessions, go to twofeathersmedicine.com, click on my name, and it will take you to the link to email me. There's also some light language products there as well. They're just shorts, 5 minutes a piece to help you through any issues you're having. So take a look, and we'll have a new website up and running real soon.
Laura?
Yes, I'm on laura2feathers@gmail.com or twofeathersmedicine.com website. If you're interested in combined therapies, we are in York in January for 2 weeks. If you'd like a private session, if you'd like me to connect you to your ancestors or have a session with me or do one of my shamanic courses, find me at the twofeathersmedicine.com website. Thank you, everybody.
All right, you guys know who I am. You go to my website, andrewbartzis.com. You can sign up for any of the new products that we have there, private sessions, all of the above. And join us this coming Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, for a time to let go, time to let go of the fear, and to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the World of Warcraft stream. And I am open to questions for the entire stream. So for those of you who have been wanting to ask me dying questions, such as secret space program toilets, how they work, I am open to questions every Friday night game stream. And the reason I do it is to show people how to relax and still be a spiritual person, how to not have a stick up your ass and still have fun. And to say, I can play this game and do this too. Because I can chew bubblegum and walk at the same time, just like all of you. All right, Joel, take us away.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.